the other day we're just strolling through Times Square. You know Times Square, right? You know what
What's
that
that?
is. Times Square is like this spot in the city called New York City. I don't
Isn't
know
that
if
like the most famous place in the world?
yeah. It's like one of the most famous spots in the world. It has like a lot of like ads. It was first made to be one of the biggest transmitters of news for back in the day. That's where people would get like news of, oh, Susie married Joe, and they would get it on the nice screen, and it would be that's where the Friends finale happened as well, right? So, we're just walking through. We went to this little experience called Rise and Why. It's kind of like a museum that talks about like the history and culture of New York from the different decades and eras. And then we come out of this little gallery museum thing, and we see a picture of us on a billboard.
Yeah, how'd that happen? Cause like I don't even know.
Well, you made it. So we came out of this museum, right? And we knew that they were gonna put a billboard of us in here because that's what they told us that they were gonna do. So Mashoon made the graphic and everything. But still, when you come out of the experience, you don't expect to see your face in
It's a
Times
lot bigger
Square.
in person too, no?
Yeah,
Like
it
in
was.
pictures looks like a eensy peensy, but it's a lot bigger in person.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with my god sister yesterday, and she was like, "Yo, who made that graphic? It's so ghetto." I was like, "It's kind of the point,
Yeah.
like, cause like we're just out here, just
just
like
two
we sit on the
kids.
floor,
Yeah.
like there's a sofa right here. Why aren't we sitting on the sofa?
Yeah.
It's comfy.
Mhm.
We're here on the
Floor
floor.
vibes. But yeah, how did you feel when you saw that billboard with your face on it?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice, and it was crazy because it was right next to McDonald's too.
Oh wow.
And
What was the correlation with that?
I love McDonald's.
Boycott McDonald's.
Boycott McDonald's, but like I was a McDonald's boy like my whole life.
Yeah.
So like that was
so like the fact that you were right in Times Square, it didn't hit
it's
you
like
as much as.
it's the Times Square McDonald's. That's crazy. Cause I don't know if you knew, but in Orlando we have the world's biggest McDonald's.
Yeah, I know. You keep saying that.
Yeah.
Is that the only thing that you guys are known
I used
for?
to go to the hookah lounge right across the street from it. So I used to
Okay,
always
so back
look
to
at
the
it
fact that
and
you're
just
on a
envision,
billboard
like,
in Times Square. Is there like anything?
yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good. Yeah, it makes me want to do it more.
What, get on a billboard more?
Yeah, like just like
just
keep
every
going
day?
on
Just
billboard.
every day.
Yeah, just it was a good feeling, It was
Yeah.
really annoying to get pictures with it because technology it was weird. But
Yeah. I
was
told my parents about it. My mom was like,
yeah, she was very happy. She was very happy.
my mom was like, but Times Square is for like like big people.
Yeah, like
And I was like,
Leonardo
well,
DiCaprio, Johnny Depp.
yeah, well, we're
Marshall
not
Mathers.
big, but we still got up there. You
Yeah.
know. So this is your sign to dream big.
Facts.
If you haven't already,
Yeah, if y'all
'Cause we're
seen it, I mean it's probably down by now. by
We're
the
just
time
two
this
little
episode-
bimbos.
Could use any other word.
We're just two little silly goops.
Nah, but
And
yeah,
around a billboard.
it was very nice to see, and we couldn't do this without you guys.
Yeah, actually.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you. And I know some of you guys did see it and they tagged us and things like that.
Right.
But it's a very cool experience. Like, who would have ever, I never even dreamed of it, It's so out of your reach.
I just like that it was next to McDonald's.
Okay.
Honestly.
Is there anything else that
If
you
it was
want?
next to anything else, I wouldn't have been excited.
Right.
But anyways, welcome back to our podcast. Our podcast is called
Difficult Dish.
Difficult
Podcast
Hosted
about
by-
different South Asian narratives.
by myself, Washington Munir, and my
By
co-host.
by me, Mahua Khan.
And before we get any further, like in the video,
Can we agree to
Subscribe
not
to
talk
the
over
channel.
one another in this episode?
but you're the one that always talks over me, right?
Comment down below. Who do you think talks over?
Nah, they know.
All right.
Like the video, subscribe to the video and the channel, and rate the video and the episode on Spotify, and write a rating anywhere. Leave us a comment on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Difficultish.
It
And,
seems that you guys really liked Mashoon's sob story from last episode where he started crying about people not eating his fries at a little house party that he was a part of. It seems that you guys really were sad for him.
No,
And now you guys want the
Like-
fry recipe.
I posted on the story the picture of the fries, and I think we had that was like the most views we ever got on a
Yeah.
story. We had 50 likes, and I swear I got 60 DMs from people just saying they look so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's the affirmation that I needed in
Yeah.
my life, because I wasn't getting that when I made them.
We just got to post more sob stories about your food from now on, just so we can get some.
Yeah, I got
Some views.
I got some more.
Yeah.
But no, thank you guys for that. I'll be the recipe's probably out for now. So if you want the recipe, comment some French
no
fries.
more podcasts, just food channel
if
now.
if you want the recipe, just comment some French fries on any post. I'll see it. That's what I'm looking out for.
And he'll send you the recipe.
I'll send you the recipe just
it's
like that.
for
It's easy peasy.
tandoori fries, by the way. Topped fries.
How do you say it again?
Tandoori. Anyway,
I don't say
so
it like that.
this episode is about something important, right?
Okay.
A lot of people talk about work-life balance. A lot of people talk about balancing everything in life.
Yeah.
But is it actually genuinely possible, right?
Damn.
So when people are trying to balance everything in life, what does everything entail, right? Because when you actually say it out loud, it's a lot of stuff for a human being to constantly do every single day, right?
Yeah.
So there's work that you have to balance, school if you're in school. There's your own hobbies and creative passions, your health, which includes like fitness, eating the right food, sleep, things like that. There's also like familial obligations that you have to balance.
That's
and
family.
There's like even like relationships. There's social life, How do you balance all of
too
that
much.
in a way where you're kind of delegating time to each thing every single day while still having time for yourself and still feeling like a human
Functioning.
So in this episode we're going to talk about if it's possible to balance it all, and should you feel bad if you can't balance it all,
Damn, you snap with that intro.
Yeah, you like
that now one? That you said it, like I'm really like thinking about it.
Yeah,
like, that's like really a lot in life.
I had to really,
that like we don't even, and it's like we don't even like realize like how many things that like we gotta like be in control of once you like enter adulthood.
You know what's so crazy? Because people are always like, oh, how do we do like a work-life balance, right? There's work and life, but life isn't just life. Life isn't just life. Life includes health.
You got more of that.
It includes food. It includes social life. It includes so many different things that fall under life.
Yeah.
That is a lot more than just life. Four letters.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we obviously have to start out with Maslow's hierarchy of
she
needs.
did her research. She was so proud of this.
I did my research.
I forgot about Maslow. Y'all remember Maslow, the hierarchy of needs?
Do you guys know his first name?
I be seeing that pyramid. I bet y'all don't know his first name. I didn't know.
His first name is Abraham.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, Abraham Maslow is an American psychologist, and he made this pyramid of needs to kind of depict what human motivation is based on. So let me find the picture.
Yeah, it's the pyramid. It starts at the bottom, which is
you guys should have learned about this in psychology class.
Food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, trees.
It doesn't have any of that.
And
so Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's shaped in a triangle, and it kind of talks about the different tiers of things that humans need to feel motivated in life. And so on the bottom is kind of like the basic needs. It has like the biological and physiological needs like food, water, sleep. You said carbon dioxide, okay? I don't know why you said that. So it's food, water, sleep. It's kind of like the basic things to live as a human being,
Yeah.
And then on top of that is safety. So that includes like security, health, finances, property, just having like a roof over your head, having warmth, those are kind of like the basic luxuries of a human being. And then on top of that is the love and belonging category. So this is the psychological need category. And this includes friendship, intimacy, family, connections. We all need someone else in life.
A little love.
A little comrade in life,
We need that.
And then on top of that, which also is in the psychological need, is respect, status, recognition, strength, self-esteem, self-confidence, things like that. Like we need to have like a sort of belonging and like self-esteem to feel a part of society.
It's true.
And then on top of that, which is like the last tip-top tier of the triangle, is the self-fulfillment needs category, which includes like self-actualization, and that's meeting one's potential in life, different for every person. So this can be like a creative fulfillment that you want, like a hobby that you're fulfilling, what your like want and need in life is beyond just like work or like beyond just the other things in the tiers, right?
Yep.
So I feel like looking at this in a visual representative way is very interesting because
you agree with it, like with like the
there are a lot of people that don't agree with it.
It's very opinion based, I would say.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
I agree that there are things in this list that that do motivate someone.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it might not include every single thing that we are trying to balance.
What's the missing?
I feel like we're missing like I don't even know what category it would be in, but like a lot of people have to think about other people, and that's a part of their life balance, you know? Like this is kind of like your hierarchy of needs, like only for one person thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, you have to think about other
we as
people as you
children
balance
of
life.
immigrants, you know, we got more to worry about than ourselves.
What are your thoughts on it? When you learned about this, were you kind of like, wow?
Yeah, it was cool.
In high school?
I was really into like my cause I had a great psychology teacher. His name was Mr. Dunlop.
What?
I remember Mr. Dunlop.
Dunlop.
Shout out Mr. Dunlop if you listen. Really changed my life. Really got me into like this type of stuff. You know, like I'm into like this type of stuff. Like probably I haven't like done any research in it like recently, but like I was really into this stuff when I was first listening to it or first learning about it. And yeah, I agree. I think you know, like I just said, a lot of people have more to worry about than just themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a blessing to only have to worry about yourself. And that's like what I'm chasing for like right now is like to get to a place where like everything around me is taken care of, to where I have like the actual time and like resources to like finally put into myself, because I think that's something that a lot of brown people never get to do.
Just be 100% like selfish.
Growing up, it's just about, you know, making parents happy, making community happy, making society happy, and it's like when you got time to like not have to think about any of that, who knows?
Yeah. So yeah, we did ask you guys on our Instagram stories at
difficulty.
We all, you know, you guys always get the scoop of our episodes for the most part, and you can send in your responses. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. But you guys had a lot to say about
a lot.
Trying to like balance every single thing, especially if you're a student or if you work full time, and it's very hard, right? And I feel like back in the day, I mean, I still do it sometimes. I try my best to just be perfect, where I try to like balance everything in life. Like I remember, especially in high school and college, I was trying to balance like me being a full-time student while also working. And then I remember trying to like, you know, trying to study for finals or work on something for homework. And then if I saw any of my friends like out and about, I'd get so much FOMO.
Yeah,
you guys don't know what FOMO is? It means fear of missing out.
There you go.
Where I felt like if I didn't also go to that party with them, or if I wasn't also hanging out with them, I was just like a less of a person.
Yeah,
you know?
They're gonna forget about you.
Yeah, but then I was like, I also need to work on my school stuff to graduate and like get good grades. So how is it possible for me to go outside and do this party? But even then, I would try. You know.
And you always remember the kids that were like so good at everything.
Yeah.
Too. Like the kids that like were on like the soccer team and got the straight A's and were still really popular. Those kids always blew my mind. I never knew how they do it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've ever had like that FOMO feeling where you were trying to balance like school but also having that social life, because you know in your college, high school years,
I mean,
it's important.
Who doesn't get FOMO, man? I think everybody does, especially in high school. You know, because like a big part of high school and a big part of like being happy at that age is like getting some sort of like validation and like affirmation from like your friend group and like the people at school. Like to an extent, you know, you want people to look at you in a bright, nice way. You know,
a bright, nice way.
You feel me? Like
you're right. I feel
not like, you know, everybody. You shouldn't be chasing people's validation or chasing people's confirmation of yourself, but like you still want people to like, you know, you don't want people to think about you in a bad way, or think about you as like someone that's not fun, or think about you as someone that like, you know, doesn't like to go out and doesn't like to whatever. So I think like at that age, of course, like you don't want to miss out on anything, and because it's like the only community that you have, the only especially if like things are not going well at home, you know, it's like the only thing that you really have to like make you smile is like your friends, you know. So like there was a lot that like, and you know, like when you get too much FOMO, it can get you in a lot of trouble too, you know. A lot of sneaking out, a lot of like, you know, not getting your homework done, even though you went like the nights were like you should be studying, but there's something going on, so like you go out, but then like everybody that's there like already studied or already finished everything, and like they went about it in the right way, but like you didn't. So I think like that messed with me for a long time growing up.
Yeah, I feel like me trying to like go out and party or like hang out with my friends because I wanted this like self-image like validation. I
Mhm.
wanted to seem like that I had a lot of friends and I had a lot of social events and things like that. My grades were kind of suffering because I wasn't paying as much attention to that. But then also I was working, so I needed to like make money, and like trying to balance all of those things, it makes it feel like you don't have enough time in the day to get everything done.
Yeah.
But then also it's like at that age group, it's normal to kind of want to do everything but not being able to,
Yeah.
you know? And like I even remember even now it's like sometimes you have so many things going on in your life where you have to think about your family stuff, you have to think about your personal work stuff that you're trying to succeed in life with, and you don't have time for like working out.
Yeah.
You don't have time to just like let me go to the gym right now. That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah.
You
for
know?
real. When do you think like at what point in your life did you realize that like family obligation was like a real obligation? You know, I think like a lot of kids will like learn in like their like early 20s or like after they like graduate school, they're like, "Oh, I'm an adult now. Like I got to like actually take care of stuff." But like other kids start at like 13, you know, like they start early. Like when do you realize that like that family obligation is like an essential need of yours?
I think honestly I had it kind of late in life, which is a privilege. Like I started working at 15 and I was working just to get that experience, but also to kind of take that load off of my parents and not
Mhm.
have them pay for all the things that I needed. But when I was, trying to think about my degree and what I wanted to do in my undergrad and masters, I wasn't necessarily thinking like what will make the most money for my parents to be proud, or what will make the most money to make them less stressed out. I was kind of thinking more for myself.
Yeah.
But I think after I graduated and I realized that this is like the real world now, I think that's when it hit me that I have to try to take the load off of them and make my decisions based off of them more.
Yeah.
But that just kind of hinders you in a
Yeah.
way, you know?
Yeah, like I realized early on that like that's something that like you gotta take serious. And like I think I also think like when you're growing up, when you don't have like the right understanding of like what your needs should be and like what each need is like leveled at, like my number one like responsibility like when I was young was like family.
Yeah. I feel like when you were in high school, you were forced into that role of like being the primary like money giver,
And I think
and that's hard on a young kid like
and
that.
I think what it does is like if that's your first responsibility, then like your second responsibility like whatever your second responsibility is, it should be your first. You know, so
Mhm.
like my second was like school,
Mhm.
but it's like if I'm putting my first initial burst of energy into like making sure that like my house is okay, like
yeah.
how am I gonna focus on like school? As
And you
much?
know what's
How am I gonna,
crazy?
you know?
Like what we read about in the hierarchy of needs, the house and like warmth is the basic level of what a human needs, right?
Mhm.
If you are in charge of figuring out the situation for your house and having a good living situation as a young kid, how is it that you're able to think about something beyond that, which is
Yeah.
your work in school,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
So it's like not only are you worrying about your family and yourself, but also you're worrying about just establishing that basic need when you were young, and then at school, you know?
What are some things or just like something that you just like didn't have time for, like a need that like you just didn't have time for?
When I was
Like
younger or now?
uh not young, but like, you know, maybe like college, early 20s or something, like something that you're like, man, like I should have been giving that more time, but like for whatever reason you're just like focused on like other stuff.
I honestly don't think I have any.
No.
No.
Damn.
I think back in
Okay.
college I was trying to juggle it all, but then at the end of the day, when I did try to juggle it all, I got more
stressed.
anxious.
Yeah.
Like I think I did everything. Like I did the work stuff, I did the fitness, I did the hanging out with friends, I had the school, all of that. I think maybe actually now that you're saying it, maybe I wasn't giving my time to being the best daughter. You know. because I was focusing more on like my self needs.
Damn.
But then, you know, that caught up to me. Like I was still doing everything that a daughter should do. I was just not being the best.
Damn.
You know?
Break that down. Like you just like weren't like talking to like your mom enough.
Yeah,
or, like,
I wasn't talking to them enough. Maybe I wasn't spending time with them enough. And then maybe it's just like
that's a big
they
sacrifice.
didn't want me to focus on like the social life or like the fitness as much, but I wanted to do that. So like we had like a clash with things like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you know, things happen for a reason because
That's
now
something
here
that we
are.
all gotta, you know, kind of push through a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think you lacked in?
I think just like self exploration, like whatever like the top like need of from the pyramid is like.
Yeah. Self-actualization.
Yeah, like I didn't give any time to myself.
Yeah.
I gave no time to myself. My time went to trying to graduate.
And you did.
I did.
And you did.
And I did.
I'm proud of you. You
My
did, buddy.
boy, I
Yeah.
did.
Took a little bit, but you got there.
Yeah. All right, relax. Graduating, making money, and being a good son. And then after that took up like 90% of my time.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, and obviously like fitness, like I've never ever been consistent with fitness.
Yeah.
I think the most consistent I was like when I was 19, like for like 9 months or something. But like I've never been able to be consistent.
Even now.
Like, and I love.
But you're getting better.
I love fitness. Like I love sports. I love like if I had like a basketball court, like like I'd play like every day. Or I say I would, but like I love being like physically active and stuff.
You know, so when I first met Mashun 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago, dang.
Wow.
I DM'd you, right? And you put up a story, painting the walls.
Here we go again.
Painting the walls. What do you think I'm painting?
Yeah.
And when I first had that like initial interaction with you and seeing that, I'm like, wow, like he's doing something for, like I didn't know you, but I was like, wow, he's doing something for himself. And then when we started talking more and more, you would like go out and skateboard. You would be so in touch with the nature and hike. You would like play basketball more often.
Cause that was the beginning of COVID, bro. Like, I
So
had
what
time
happened?
to do it. It was COVID. I
But
could
you
do
were
whatever
still
I want.
working. You were still in school.
You know, I don't know.
How can we get back to him? Because something else, another segue. Mashun and I were talking just like, you know, normally the other day. And I was like, what fulfills you the most? And your answer was just like getting in touch with nature and like being more of who, like your child self.
Yeah.
So it's like, what made you fall off?
I think at that point in my life, my foundation was pretty good. I think my foundation is like a bit rocky right now. You know, just like living situations, like things are rocky right now. But at that time, I was like, good job, not good grades, but you know, I'm sufficing. I'm doing my thing, and like, you know, I like life is fine. Like
Yeah.
I was like a lot more active at that time. I don't know, like that, like my mom tells me all the time, like your foundation's gotta be really important. Like the pyramid says that too. Like the very first need is like if your foundation is good, it's so much easier. It's so much easier to do whatever you want after that. Whereas like if you're trying to like get to like level 2 with like a rocky foundation, you're kind of like making a waste of your time. Like you really gotta focus on like that first. That's why I keep telling you, like there's like a lot that I want to start now. But it's like I know that like I'm not gonna be able to put like my all into it yet because like my like first level isn't good.
But you know, that's something that is interesting because I feel like when I was younger, like we talked about this very briefly, I was trying to balance everything. A lot of people are. But then when you are trying to balance every single thing in life, you get anxious, right? Because you're overwhelmed. You have so many things that you have to do every single day for the most part. And it's a lot, you know? But then I think I would take on that anxiety because it was normal for me, first of all. And second of all, I kind of like thrived off of that anxiety, overwhelming feeling. And third, I was kind of like a perfectionist where I thought that I had to have every single thing right in my life to feel like a human, like a full, whole human, right? But I think now me and you and like as you get older, anyone really, they get to that point in their life where they realize that they just need to have the basic things correct in their life and just like build on that, and then on top of that they can kind of delegate different priorities every single month, every era in their life to feel like they can build on it more and more, you
Yeah.
know? Like you have the maturity now to realize that, okay, yeah, if I don't have like a home or like the perfect job or like whatever, I'm not going to try to be the most creatively fulfilled. I'm not going to try to get in touch with nature because I don't even have like the foundation yet, you know? So it's very like mature of you to do that.
Think I'm mature?
Yeah. Yeah,
I am.
kind of.
Do you think you're peaking right now?
Peaking?
Like
At age 25?
not
I would hate
not
that.
not looks wise, but like
No, I know.
the most like whatever we're talking about, are you like the best you've ever been at like balancing everything right now? Or like have you seen better days before?
I think I'm learning more and more every day.
Yeah.
I think I've matured a lot with how I've been in the past. Like, again, before I tried to do everything, I think now I'm getting better at having different seasons for things. Like, sometimes I'll have a phase where I want to hang out with everyone, right? I'll have a phase where I want to learn from everyone,
Yeah, I
have
feel
human
that, I feel that.
interaction, and just, like, go out and go to events and network and meet cool people. And I feel like I might be going through that right now.
Yeah, you
But
are.
also, at the end of the day, I get anxious when I have too many plans and I have to go outside constantly. Even today, me putting in an outfit to record this episode
Too
was
much.
a lot for me.
Too much.
Okay? I'm going to not lie to you. I'm wearing my pajamas underneath this skirt, okay?
I thought that was gonna be a secret.
It was supposed to be a secret, but I can't lie to you guys, okay?
Man.
So, anyway, I am in a phase sometimes where I want to talk to people, but also that makes me anxious, right?
It's like yesterday I was like, oh, like, do you want to get coffee in the morning tomorrow, as in today? And she's like, yeah. I don't know why I asked, because I know on Sunday she's not going outside. So when this morning came, I was like, yo, I'm gonna remind you, but it just you said you wanted to get coffee today. I know you don't want to, but
it's
like,
because we
just
went
know you
out
lied to
last
me.
night. It's because we went out last night. Anyway,
You got it.
as I was saying, so I'll have seasons in life where I want to interact with people, right? But that also means, since I'm going out more after working a full day, I'm not going to have that time to do like self-care at night as much, like watch a movie, or I'm not going to have time to work more into the night, right? So I'll have months where, why are you laughing so much?
It's just funny.
What's so funny?
It's like,
What's so funny? No,
it's
no,
like-
spit it out.
just because you like went out and got home at like 8:30, like. Now I'm sick. No, go
I
ahead.
made
Sorry.
you sick.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, so if I have a plan at 5 p.m., I know that I'm going to have to start getting ready at 3. I'm going to have to leave the house by 4. You know, it's a girl thing. You don't get it. Guys can just put on their pants and go, okay? Not a girl. But anyway, that means that I'm not delegating as much time for work.
Yeah, you're funny.
Why are you laughing? What's so funny, bro?
I'm sorry.
Why are you
I don't mean to
laughing?
interrupt. It's just
You have been
it's so
interrupting.
funny the
What's
way
funny?
that I'm just go ahead.
Anyway, so that month I'm not going to have as much time to work, right? But if the next month I'm coming out with a new collection, I'm trying to post consistently in the podcast and YouTube and things like that, and I have an art show going on, I'm going to obviously have to work more that month, and I'm going to be overwhelmed even more if I try to make plans every single day of the week with other people. Do you get what I'm saying?
But like, even though you're in like your like socializing era, like you still are not going to just because like
I'm saying my socializing era can be like a month or 2. Like every month for me, or every couple of weeks for me, I kind of change it up based on my needs. And now I'm at that point. This is a conversation that we also had yesterday, where we talked about what makes you the most fulfilled, right? As we get older, we realize that there are friends that we need to drop. There are things that we just need to let go of in our life, because at the end of the day, they don't make us feel good. They don't serve us well. So why do we still keep that in our life, in our routine, and feel like we need to kind of keep up with it, even if it doesn't do good for us, right? Now we're at that point where we are welcoming the things that fulfill us and fill our days up with that, so that we don't feel overwhelmed when we try to balance it, you know? Like if you're talking to a toxic family member constantly every single day, you know for a fact they don't serve you. they're not doing well for your life. They're just making you sad every day, and it's going to make you unproductive for the rest of the day. What are you going to do? Keep them in your life? Or, yeah, you can keep them, but maybe just, like, not talk to them every single day. Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Clearly not, because you keep laughing.
Sorry. I don't mean to. It's like, keep them in your life. But don't talk. Sorry. No, you're going off. You're spitting. You're spitting.
No, I don't want to say anything anymore.
No, you're spitting. You're doing really good.
No, I'm glad.
Once the weather got nice, I felt so much better.
That's all it took.
Like, I was like, damn, like, cause I don't experience like, what's it called?
Yeah, you're privileged.
Like,
Seasonal depression.
Seasonal depression. I don't know what that is.
Right.
It's just
You're a
hot
Florida
and hotter. Like, I don't.
Well,
know.
you do get depressed when it's too hot.
When it's too hot, I get
Right.
depressed. Yeah, but no, I felt that here, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, remember the first day that like it was like nice out? I was just like, I need to be outside, bro. I need to go do something.
Yeah.
But not like right now. I think I'm in like I'm entering my selfish era.
Oh.
I'm entering my selfish era.
Wow. What's that
and
mean? What does that entail?
I don't know how I feel about it. I wish circumstances were better.
Mm-hmm.
I think a selfish era is amazing.
What also, when we say selfish, that doesn't mean screw everyone, never think about anyone. That does not mean that. When we say selfish, we mean focusing more on ourselves and like our passions and our life in general, but also thinking about other people, but just not letting them affect you as much with like your mindset and like who you are as a person, you know?
Cause y'all gotta see, like, I plan on just like giving more time to things that just like actually make me happy. And like, cause you know, for like all of my early 20s, I was just in work mode, and I'm forever gonna be in work mode because that's just who I am. I can never be someone to just like sit around and like you know, like I can't spend a day just watching TV. Like I can't spend a day just like laying down. Like I need to like do something, whether it's like putting in work in something that's like financially driven, or just like playing a game of chess, or like reading a book. Like I need to do something that just like feeds me every day. Like I can't wither away for a day.
Yeah.
But I was in work mode, and that was my top priority on top of like family for like my whole early 20s. And not to say like I got over it, like I'll never get over it, but I think I'm trying to like shift priorities.
Nothing wrong
right
with that.
now. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's like it's hard to tell someone that, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that you kind of push through. What got you to just push yourself through all of that? I know at the end of the day it's just like you gotta do it, you gotta see, you gotta have some foresight and like know it'll work out in the end. But like, you know, I'm sure a lot of us are struggling with just like pushing forward on like focusing on ourselves. You know, how did you do that?
There's a lot of steps and years and layers to it, right? But like at the end of the day, I'm like, if I don't treat myself how I want to be treated, like no one else will. It's like, do I want to live the rest of my life serving other people, or do I want to try to serve myself for once in my life, because no one else will do that for me, you know? So it's more about having that foresight on what kind of life you want to live and what you have to do to get to that. You know, because even today we were talking about how there are a lot of people that have like that closed off mindset where they're like, okay, I can't pursue this, I can't do this life path or go to the school that's far away because my parents are gonna hate me, my parents are gonna disown me. And a lot of people are stuck in that because obviously it's a scary thought. A lot of people don't want to experience that with their parents. But also, if you don't kind of try to push yourself out of it because you want to do it, but maybe perhaps your parents are going to be mad about it, how are you going to know if it's going to change your life or not?
Not going to know.
You know? So it's like kind of like a trial and error. You have to do the thing that you've wanted to do and just see how it will change everyone's lives, people around you, your parents, but also yourself, you know? And once you do it more and more with different things in life, it makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel like you can accomplish more. And also, if your parents are like the biggest fear for you, they'll get more accustomed to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like my parents were on board when I moved out. It's not like they were on board when I decided to not become a teacher after graduating with a master's. But it's like, and even now they're still not, for the most part, you know, and that's 2 years after graduating.
But you've done very good over like the last couple of years. Like you've done great. Like,
okay, but I'm saying, you're saying that, you know, but in a parent's eyes, there's still a lot more than that, like, kids can do, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really up to you to build that confidence in yourself and to push for the things that you want to do, and it just gets easier over time.
You feel like you've been giving enough attention to like your like mental and physical health too. Like we talked. All right, so we talked about family. We talked about socializing. We talked about work/school. How about like yourself? Like you feel like you're giving yourself enough time?
I do.
Good.
I think that, like, I was gonna ask you this. What do you think is, like, for the people that say that there isn't enough time in the day because they're working, they're in school, they have to do fitness, they have social plans, whatever. How can you make life feel a little bit easier when you have this mindset that there isn't that much time in the day? Like, what would you say to someone that's trying to juggle it all?
I think the main thing is something that I always tell myself, and like this is like there's a lot of time in the day, and we waste a lot of time doing like God knows what. And it's fine to spend like an hour or two like scrolling or whatever, but like we can always like we can all work on just like be doing things like more efficiently, and just like holding yourself accountable to like timestamps and like deadlines and stuff. So it's like, if I told myself I'm gonna get up at 8, be ready by 9, and leave by 9:30, and like it's very easy to like lose that schedule. It's very easy to like end up leaving at like 10:15 and be like, oh, it's still fine, it's still the morning. But it's like, nah, you gotta condition yourself to like listen to yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of us aren't listening to ourselves. That's what makes us waste a lot of time in the day. And like and it's so easy to not listen to yourself when it comes to taking care of your health, because like it's how easy is it to be like, I don't feel like running today. I don't feel like it's so much easier to just
it's like
Uber
giving that
Eats tonight.
self-respect to yourself when you are holding yourself accountable to the things that you say you're gonna do. I have a few.
Go ahead.
I have a few.
Talk to me.
One of them is you have to be comfortable with saying no. All right, when your friends invite you out and you have a final the next day,
sorry,
do you have to say yes?
I do.
Be honest. Do you have to go to that raging banger because your friends say so?
That what?
That raging banger.
Is that what y'all do in Long Island? Y'all go to raging bangers?
Yeah, we used to go to
That's insane.
But anyway,
you
have a final the next day. You're not boring if you don't go out that one day. Your friends are not going to talk. If they're real friends, they're not going to talk shit about you and make you feel bad and make you come out.
I will.
If you have something that day or the next day.
I'm like real peer pressure. Like
no,
real, like on God, like
no,
real pressure. I don't care.
And then, so say no, right? Be comfortable with that. Second, think about how you are spending your day. Like, if you are trying to fit in fitness, are you trying to go every single day? Are you trying to do it just after work? Have you tried a different time where you can do it? Like maybe in your break time or maybe before school or work. Try to make it a little bit more fun. Also, on top of that, I used to go to the gym a lot back in the day, and that used to be like my form of therapy after work or school. But then I realized as I got older, I was kind of forcing myself to go to the gym, even though I didn't want to. I wasn't enjoying the gym anymore. So I had more fun with like workout classes and like having something that held me accountable because there's a class that I have to go to at a certain time where if I don't go, I have to pay for it, right? And it's like more fun because it's yoga or like a cycling class with music that I like, something like that, right? Try to figure out what kind of workout classes you do like taking, what times you like doing it, if you are trying to balance that into your life. And also third, and last but not least, because I'm sure there are so many other things that I can talk about.
Yeah.
If you are trying to balance a social life, that's fine. But also try to figure out if the people that you're trying to delegate time for are kind of on the same wavelength as you. If your friends make you feel bad, first of all, for choosing yourself and having your own things going on, or second, if they're not on the same values, like aligned with the same values as you, like, for example, your friends like partying a lot more, your friends like going out to drink, your friends don't really care about school or work or making money, whatever your values are, and you're still kind of trying to fit yourself into this group and you feel bad, or they make you feel bad if you're not hanging out with them, maybe you have to reevaluate your friends. Maybe you have to find new friends, or maybe that's a sign for you to just do something better with your life. You know,
you are the result of your community.
Yeah,
You know, the people around
exactly.
you. It's like if you're just surrounded by lazy people, you might not become lazy, but you for sure are not going to work as hard as you can.
Yeah.
You know, if you are around people that are winners and are just obsessed with success, it doesn't mean that you will, you know, evidently also become successful, but you know that you're going to work a lot harder than like you maybe wouldn't have.
Right.
Cuz like, you know, if you're just around people that are just working all the time, you're going to feel weird for not working. You know,
Yeah.
or like maybe not working, but like, you know, putting in work into like something that like matters other than just like withering away, you know? So, and I think also one thing I want to bring up is, you know, a lot of us, including myself, when we think of something that we want to get into and we want to start, like, you know, boxing.
Like
knitting. Or boxing, or, you know, maybe something that takes a little bit of like effort.
Yeah.
Shout out my knitters, like
knitting. No, there's a lot of different patterns you can do with knitting. I don't know if you knew that.
You specialist?
I
You are. She's made coasters.
yeah. But I crochet.
What's
There's
the
a difference.
Okay, sorry.
You gotta hit a big community.
You know, whether it's like boxing or like making music, it's really easy to get very excited about it. And when you get excited about it, you just want to like dash like into it. So like, you know, if you get into boxing, like you want to box every single day, or like if you're into running, you want to like immediately start training for a marathon, or like, you know, a lot of us forget to like slow it down,
take the baby steps,
and to like not even take baby steps, but to like you can get the same enjoyment out of like doing said task just by like doing less. You know, like I love running, but I know if I go run for like an hour straight, my legs are gonna die.
You can give out.
You know, so I was like, let me just run a mile, and like I ran a mile, and like my ankles still hurt, you know, but it's like a good pain because I know the next time I'm gonna run, they're not gonna hurt as much, you know. So it's like
still growth.
A lot of us get really excited, and then we dash the 100-meter, and then we get burnt out, and we like never touch like the DJ board again, you know, or like never touch like the boxing gloves again, because like, you know, we just think about how tired it made us, you know. So like
you have bad memories.
Just something you want to do, like slow it down, like take your time, you know. You'll love it just as much, and like the second time is better than the first time, and the third time better than the second time, and you know, it just gets more fun.
So all in all, do you think that it's possible to balance everything in life?
Nah, it's not possible.
You don't.
You gotta sacrifice some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you can either do like a little bit of everything, but it's like if you ever want to like do a little bit more of one thing, you know, it's like a pie.
Yeah.
Think of a pie.
I was just thinking that.
You know, you can't have more than 100% of a pie. Imagine that. Where's the extra pie come from, God?
I mean, like, we've certainly tried.
You know, you only got 100%. You know, if you put more time into one thing, like it's taking time away from something else. You know, so But yeah, I don't think it's possible to do. I mean, in a way, you can balance everything, but like nobody does just 10% of everything. You know, everybody always puts a little bit more into something.
There's a lot of people who ask me, how is it possible that I'm able to balance so many different endeavors in my life? You know, so whether it is, I mean, mostly for my work, right? Whether it is focusing on the podcast or the YouTube or my business or my apparel or my art, how is it possible that one person's able to do all of that with no help, basically, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I work on all of those things every single day, because at the end of the day, if I did do that, which I've tried doing before, I'd be so burnt out. It's not possible to work on 7 things for your work at the same time as doing your fitness, doing your social life, doing all of that. But how you can make it better is having specific delegated days where you kind of divide up your responsibilities and do it like that, so it's more digestible.
Yeah, you're very good at that.
You know? So, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, you know, people have this interpretation of you that, like, you're doing, like, a million things at once. And, like, you are doing a lot of things, but it's, like, you know, like you said, like, you delegate. Like, you'll be like, nah, today I'm not touching that. But, like, tomorrow, like, that's what I'm going to focus on.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the majority of people, like I said, they get excited. And they're like, yo, like, you have this painting that, like, you're like, about to finish. And, like, you know, if you, like, just try to finish that right now, like, and, like, drop everything, like, you know, you're going to fall behind on, like, your actual work and stuff, you know? So, like, you delegate time into things. And, like, that's good, because I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I wake up and I say, "Oh my God, I need to play chess," and then the day's done.
Or right now, his fixation is, "Oh my God, I need to watch 4 seasons of Prison Break."
I've been rewatching Prison Break. The show is amazing. Michael Schofield, if you listen to the podcast, I'd love to have you on the podcast. I just need, in case I ever got locked up in the slammer, I gotta figure out how you
right, because he actually genuinely got out of jail, right?
Yeah, he broke out.
It wasn't like a fictional show.
Sorry to spoil. No, it's not.
It's not okay.
You want to talk about like overreacting from fictional shows?
Anyway, so so all in all, it's not possible to balance everything in life. All in all, delegate your time and energy to things that serve you in life. Let go of the things that don't serve you, and have different days or different months where you allocate your time to these things.
Damn. Yo, you kind of snapped this episode.
I did.
She really picked up my slack. I'm not gonna lie.
Like we were thinking about what to talk about this week, and he brought up a dummy idea, and then I'm like, you know what? Actually, I have a better one.
My dummy idea.
How to make friends. It's not a dummy idea. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, because it was just, because I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. This topic is a bit hard for me because I'm in a weird place in life right now.
That's okay.
And I think you're a bit in a less weird place than I am. You're doing better than I am, like in life right now. I'm just a little, like
you're doing
bird
great.
in the sky.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks. But yeah,
I think you're doing great, and
Thank
you've built a great foundation, and you're working your way up. And it's very hard to uproot your whole life and move to a whole new state and make your new friends and make your new life here situated, but you're doing it. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. I've been really inspired from my friend Jake. Jake, if you're listening, shout out to Jake. He started like making little YouTube vlogs and like having like little like yap sessions about stuff that's on his mind, and like that's like how I've been feeling. Like I've just been feeling like doing like mini yaps about stuff that's like actually on my mind. So I brought up the making friends. Maybe we could do another episode on making like focused on making friends, because like that's something that I've just like been thinking about a lot, and like you've been in your socializing area, like that might be the next one. Who knows? We'll see.
But it'll definitely come up.
But anyways, we are gonna share some of the responses that you guys gave. There's a bunch. We'll try to like dash through some of them. We always let you guys know about our topics before we talk about them on our Instagram. Difficult-ish. And follow us if you want to be featured in the next one.
A long one.
Yeah.
They said, being the eldest daughter while balancing school, work, social life, taking care of my sick mom, and bring her to her frequent medical appointments, helping my siblings with school, my dad with government letters. It gets hard, but I try to do small self-care stuff when I know I have time and find support from my therapist and friends who are here to help me and listen to me. So yeah, we talked about being a daughter or a son or whatever it is to our parents and those familial obligations, but there are obviously the obligations to siblings, the obligations to sick family members or whatever it is. But what I really like about this this girl's response is that she is able to have like those small moments to herself, and she has like a therapist, she has like a supportive group of people around her that make like fill her cup. That's important. Find people that fill your cup instead of taking away from your cup, because sometimes when we have this obligation to help out a sick parent, that's obviously the least we can do with a parent. It's draining, it's physically draining on both parties, and we need like a place of relaxation and space away from that, right? So it's really important to go to someone or have something that you can refer to that fills you up again, so you don't feel like you're constantly draining. So if you have a friend group that's also making you feel shitty and taking away from you after you're dealing with all of that personal stuff back at home, that's a big telltale sign, right?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Yeah, shout out to her. That really puts things into like perspective. Some people really got a lot on their shoulders. So shout out to her.
Someone said visiting home, which is a few hours away, or deciding to stay back and work out or make other plans.
Oh, man.
How do you balance that?
Oh, man.
It was very hard for me because I don't live too far away from home. Thankfully, my parents and I live in the same state, and we're a close distance from one another, so I don't have to take a flight or anything. But I was doing this thing where I was doing my master's for 2 years, where I was going home every 4 to 5 days, right? And usually after being in school full time and also working and doing this and that, my weekends were the only times that I had to catch up on sleep and like work for the next week. I was also student teaching, and it was kind of the norm for me to just go back home and spend time with my family and just like, you know, be with my parents. But then it got to a point where I realized that I wasn't having the time for myself to just catch up on my personal self-care needs, doing homework, doing laundry, just sleeping in. On Sundays, I would wake up at like 5-6 a.m. to come back to my apartment. My dad would drop me off. And I was just like, when do I have the time to just be a human, you know? So I feel like when you are focusing on your family and your personal life and your school and this and that, it sometimes it is hard to juggle it. You know, that's what this whole episode was about. But at the end of the day, your parents will understand the fact that you have to put yourself first. You're also putting your education first by having that day to kind of recuperate. And maybe you don't have to go home every weekend. And maybe, like, it's okay to skip out on it once in a while because you need to fill yourself up first, you know? If I go home every 4 to 5 days after doing weeks of, like, my master's and school and work and this and that, it's like, when will I have time to feel like a person?
Yeah.
You know?
And like going home, it's like you have nothing to offer them. You know, you're just tired,
you're just like
and
a
sad
shell
and,
of a human
and
being.
just like not good energy to have in the home. And then like they're gonna recognize that and feed off of that and not be good energy to you. And it's just two people with bad energy just inside a home, which is like not ideal. Yeah, you killed that.
Thanks, buddy. Someone said this might be a relatable one for you.
No more relatable.
I was hitting too hard with the. I struggle with chores and cleaning due to ADHD and executive dysfunction, and I just waste time instead. I struggle with balancing scrolling. I scroll on TikTok for hours and can't remember what I even saw after.
You know, that's the crazy thing. Someone actually said this. That's the crazy thing about...
Why did this response make you, like, alive again?
No, because it just brought out... Something I've been thinking about a lot is, like, we as humans, like, our brains are not meant to process like this much information this quickly.
Like sad, happy, emotional.
No, like intake information.
Yeah,
like we're not meant to do that.
Yeah, people
like
don't even
so
know.
Think about how many TikToks you've watched. You don't remember any of them.
Yeah.
Think about, and like even like the interesting like historic, like every now and then you get the TikTok where you learn about like whales and like the 500 BC or like something that's like actually interesting, or like something about, you know, like current events like that's going on in the world. You don't remember any of it. That's so messed up.
Yeah.
So like whoever said this, like I don't think that's because of your ADHD. I think that's just like how we've been programmed to like. It's just like all types of social media.
I also think it's ADHD.
Yeah, sure.
Not
but
even
it's
just
like
scrolling, but cleaning. Like cleaning is...
Oh, yeah.
You forgot about that whole part before that?
Nah, yeah, I mean, if you want advice, I mean, shit, like, I think, like, I don't know, it's not even advice, but, like, what I learned is that, you just have to, like, tune yourself out and just, like, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I've also heard that, like, maybe you can enjoy it, like, if you, like, nah, that's a lie. Anything that I don't want to do, it's very easy to not do it with ADHD. But at the same time, it's, if you think about it, it's also very easy to just get it done.
Mm.
And then you
it's
just
like a mental roadblock.
Yeah, you know, it's like I've talked about how like I never checked my grades in high school, and in college. Even when I knew the grades were probably fine.
Yeah.
But it's like once I checked them, there was like this weight that was just taken off. Even if it sucked, I was like, oh, thank God I know now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God I know now. Like, if there's like the dishes are piled up, I'm just looking at them like, God damn it. Like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. And I can sit here all day just like, I mean, I don't have that exact issue, but like I can sit here all day just sulking how there's something that I don't want to do. But it's like, it's so much brighter on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really is.
You know, my friend Chelsea, she's a YouTuber. If you guys don't know, check her out. She's amazing. But she made a vlog recently, and she talked about how it's very hard for her to balance chores and like the basic human things of like living in New York City, and like, you know. And she also says that she has like ADHD, or she feels like she does. And you know, sometimes it piles up, like chores of cleaning your dishes, or even if you live in like a 2-bedroom house by yourself, it's hard to kind of keep up with like the normal daily things of living, you know. and then it gets so hard to the point, or like it gets too much to the point where it's too hard to even tackle anything. So she started this routine where on her Google Calendar she has like small things that she has to do to keep up with her life every single day. That's kind of like it reminds you on Google Calendars every single week, where it's like one day she'll tackle the dishes and she'll do her laundry. The next day she'll vacuum. The next day she'll, it's like small tasks that she can put in every single day to keep herself accountable. Because again, it is like the small things that don't take that much time at all. But when you pile it up, it obviously takes a long time and makes you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good routine if you do want to follow like a schedule. Just like schedule it into your normal day-to-day tasks, like the same way you do with work or school, and just have that one thing to hold you accountable.
Yes.
Okay, last one. I just feel like this might also be relatable to you, like offer advice that you can give. Someone said consuming caffeine and the effects of consuming the caffeine, even if it helps at first. How do you do that?
Man, like caffeine's really an addiction if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like it's really an addiction.
Yeah.
Like during Ramadan, like not drinking coffee, like I felt so like just like I was really like withdrawing. Like I was really like it was like 9 a.m.
It hit
and I
you
was
harder this year, I feel.
yeah. I don't know why. Like at like 9-10 a.m. I was like, yo, I can't move, bro. I can't do anything. And like yeah, it might be dramatic, but it's like it's really like how I was feeling. Like I couldn't. Like
yeah.
and like I don't know. I think if I went like another month or something without caffeine, like I would have like ended up back to normal, but it's like, man, that stuff.
But do you think that
really
you found
is an
something
addiction.
that makes you feel productive and like on top of the world that isn't caffeinated? Because I feel like when you are like you drink your coffee and you're feeling like the effects of it kind of dwindling down, you drink another coffee. So do you have like something that kind of combats that?
I mean, it's gonna sound corny, but just like natural energy. Like go out in the sun or like go on a run.
Dopamine.
Like go sweat and then shower. Just like
that's why I like working
like
out in the morning.
Like it really, that's like the only thing that can ever match like the same energy that like I would get from. I don't even get energy from caffeine. It's like it's
just like a mental thing.
It really is. It's like it's like because I've drank so much. I drink a lot of coffee, by the way. Like way.
Where is your coffee today, by the way?
I finished it. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's like I start my day down here instead of starting it here, and then the caffeine just like brings me like to normal.
Yeah.
It's really bad, but yeah, like the only like thing that could replicate is just like natural energy. Like, I love when the weather is nice, and to just like go on a walk and like be out in the sun and like try not to be on my phone, like really just like take in where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing that can match it.
Yeah.
And drink a lot of water.
So when are you going to follow your own advice?
Well, I do that.
Natural energy and drink water?
I drink so much water.
But natural energy?
Why are you trying to gaslight me?
Natural energy, though?
I do that. How many times do I tell you, like, I have to go outside? Every day.
Okay, but you still drink the coffee.
Yeah. What's your point? I'm never going to stop. You think I'm going to stop? You think I'm a sicko psycho?
All right.
Never, ever.
All right, that was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, look, she absolutely killed this episode. I had nothing to offer. I should have not been here. No, you did really good this episode. You went off,
buddy.
But yeah, I was telling her, yeah, this talk was just a little hard for me to talk about this. So,
but I think it's hard for a lot of people. It's hard to hear that you might not be exactly where you want to be in life. It's hard to confront the idea that you might have to delegate your time to more important things and let go of maybe like the toxic friends or family members that take up so much of your time. But maybe this is like the eye opener for people,
Damn.
We are a difficult dish after all.
Kinda.
So do you have any 10-second advice?
Shit. I'm sure I do. I'm sure that
you don't have to talk while you think. It's
do.
okay to just think.
But do you also have 10-second advice? Yo, who thought of this segment, bro? Why do we keep doing this? We never have the advice ready.
My advice is, if you're thinking about watching One Day, perhaps do not. Y'all made it seem like this show was a cute
You didn't
little,
like the show.
No, I love the show. You all made it seem like this show was a cute little, oh my god, brown girl represented as the main character. It's a cute like rom-com. No. And I was like, oh, it's only 14 episodes. Like, what can really happen in a 14 episode series? Y'all didn't want to little spoil it for me? Y'all didn't want to? Yeah, I cried so hard.
Yeah. She did.
And I had to watch it by myself too, so.
Okay. I would say if you're gonna go thrifting in the morning or like as early as possible.
That's a good one.
Because in the morning is when they replenish the inventory. And, you know, last night we went thrifting right before this place closed. And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, man, going right before they close is the very worst time. Because not only is that when it's the most full, but it's when there's the worst stuff.
We also went on a Saturday.
When it's the worst stuff. Because
So
the stuff all day is
peak
gone.
Peak time and day is maybe like a Monday morning.
Type shit.
Go in before you clock in for work.
Type shit. Quick little, calm little thrift run. You know how it is. All right, cool. Yeah, anything else? Anything like current events you're into?
No. All right, well, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, just a little review or rating goes such a long way, and we appreciate it so much. You can always follow us on our Instagram. It's at Difficult Dish, at Mashu Munir, at Labyrinth Ave, or on our TikTok at Difficult Dish Podcast. All right.
Shout out Labby.
We love you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Allah Hafiz.